Welcome to lecture 48. So as we are discussing on the network synthesis problem, and already we discussed regarding the decision to confirm it whether the polynomial is Hurwitz polynomial or not, that is the realizability test. Then next also we have seen that whether the function is positive real function or not, that is how to do the testing. Okay. And also we have seen the generalized or elementary generalized procedure for the network synthesis, and basically what we are supposed to do, if I have a driving point emittance, then I will try to break up this overall driving point impedance into small functions, and that I'll connect it in series, and with this I can realize it. Okay, so basically this is the philosophy to synthesize the network. Okay, and then we have started with the LC driving point emittance. Okay, and we have seen there are some properties of the LC driving point emittance, maybe driving point impedance or driving point admittance. So first property was that the driving point impedance for LC network has to be the ratio of the even polynomial to odd polynomial. This is first property, or it is the ratio of odd to even polynomial. This is first property. Then second property, we say that the poles and zeros of the LC driving point emittance will lie on the j omega axis. Okay, and that has to be simple. Fine. Then next third property, we say that poles and zeros must alternate. Poles and zeros must alternate, or you can say they must interlace. Okay. Must alternate. Then fourth property, we say that the highest power of numerator and denominator must differ by 1. Also the lowest power of numerator and denominator also to be differ by 1. Okay. Fifth property was we say that there must be either 0 or pole at origin and infinity. And also we have seen some 4 or 5 numerical functions, and we have tested whether it is LC driving point emittance or not. Okay. Now next we'll start with actually the synthesis of LC driving point emittance. Okay, so for that basically I have to, whatever the function that is maybe driving point impedance or admittance might be given, that you have to convert it into partial fraction expansion, and then partial fraction expansion of LC function can be expressed in general form as, let me use f of s, which will be, there will be one pole at origin. Okay, then there will be the simple poles which will lie on the j omega axis. Okay, so suppose I have the n poles which are lying on the j omega axis, so I can write it as k2s over s square plus say omega I square. These are the various the poles which may lie on the imaginary axis. Then next will be the pole which will lie on infinity. Okay, so basically what I have to do, I have to find out the residue at origin. Similarly, I have to find out the residue on the poles on imaginary axis. Also I have to find out the residue at pole which is at infinity. Okay, so if you look at carefully, okay, suppose I'll take it the special case. Suppose I am saying k0 by s plus say k2 s over s square plus omega 2 square plus one more I will add k4s over s square plus omega 4 square. And why I am taking even subscript here? Because pole will be even subscript and 0 will be odd subscript, so that there will be the 0 between two poles. Okay. And one more, let me take k6s over s square plus omega 6 square plus, for example, the pole at infinity. Okay, so suppose this is the generalized form of the LC driving point emittance. Now if I look at here in this generalized form, what I observed, How many parameters there? There are, one is k0, second is k2, k4, k6, then omega 2, omega 4, omega 6, and k infinity. Okay, so how many parameters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there are 8 parameters. So in order to realize this network, okay, in order to realize this LC function, what has to be done? I need at least 8 independent elements to realize it. Okay, fine. So I need 8 independent elements to realize 8 this kind of LC driving point impedance function. Okay, I may need more than 8. You can see, if you would like to if you would like to realize with the let's say register of some ohms, that you can use the 2 registers and you can realize, maybe similarly with inductors or similarly with capacitors, but at most I need 8 independent elements to realize 8 parameters. So what are the specifications? We can see from this network function there are 8 specifications, and hence we need 8 independent elements. So this kind of thing, if there will be the number of specifications and number of requirement for the synthesis, if they are equal, then that kind of synthesis named as canonic synthesis. Okay. Canonic synthesis. Fine. So basically, as we already during the starting of the network synthesis, we told that there is no unique method to synthesize it. There will be different ways to synthesize the thing. So in this course, we will see the 4 types of the ways by which we can synthesize the network. First, called Foster 1 form. This is first Foster 1 type realization, because this has been suggested by R.M. Foster, that's why the name is Foster 1. Then next realization is Foster 2. Then third type of realization is Coir 1, and fourth we will see Coir 2. Okay. So in this course we will see the 4 type of ways by which you can synthesize an LC network. Okay. So first let us start with the Foster form. Here we will see both the things, Foster 1 and Foster 2. Okay. So to start with, let us synthesize the above network. Okay. So let me write it again one more time. F of S was K0 by S plus K2 by S upon S square plus omega 2 square plus say K4S upon S square plus omega 4 square plus one more was there, K6S upon S square plus omega 6 square plus the pole at infinity. Okay, now let me realize it. So one of the way to realize it is this will be my Z1. If this is say F of S is my impedance Z of S. Okay, so suppose now this is my Z of S. Okay, so Z of S will be K0 by S, it will be Z1 of S plus K2S upon S square plus omega 2 square will be Z2 of S. Next will be Z3 of S. This will be Z4 of S. Okay, this is Z2 of S, Z3 of S, Z4 of S, and last will be Z5 of S. Okay, so now all these impedances that we have broken up from the total LC driving point impedance Z of S. Okay, and now then I will have to realize it. So this is the impedance. So ultimately, what is this? It is 1 by CS. Okay, so how to realize this will be capacitor. Okay, and what is the value? The value of capacitor will be 1 by K naught. Next is pole on j omega axis, okay, which will be purely LC. Okay, so how can we realize it? This Z2 of S will be consist of inductor and capacitor, right? How we'll do? Basically, if I would like to realize K2 of S upon S square plus omega 2 square, so that I will convert it into impedance. So by this it will be better for me for the realization. So it will be S square upon K2S plus it will be omega 2 square upon K2S. Okay, so again this will be what? 1 over K2 into S plus it will be omega 2 square upon K2 into 1 by S. So this is basically admittance, and we see that these are in parallel form, right? Admittance, if they are in addition, so it will be in parallel form, and this will be what? 1 over K2 will be the capacitor, because admittance of capacitor is Cs. Okay, so what is the value of C here? 1 over K2 farad is the value of capacitor, and this is what? Your inductor, 1 over SL. Okay, admittance of the inductor is 1 over SL, and what will be the value? It will be reverse of it, which is K2 upon omega 2 square. Okay, this is for Z2 of S. Now on the same note, I can realize for Z3 of S. So this will be like this. Okay, and what is the value of Z3 of S? It will be K2 by omega 4 square, and what is the value of not K2, it will be K4 by omega 4 square, and what will be the value of capacitor? It will be 1 by K4 farad. Next, for Z4 of S, again there will be LC in parallel form. Okay, and what will be the value of inductor here? It will be K6 upon omega 6 square, and what will be the value for this? It is 1 over K6 farad. Okay, and then K infinity into S, so it is simply SL. So the impedance is inductor now. Okay, so with that there will be inductor, and this complete the synthesis. Okay, and what is this value? This value will be K infinity entry. Okay, so this is one of the form, and this is what? The realization of Z of S, which will be driving point impedance. Okay, so this form basically is known as, or it has been given by R.M. Foster. That's why I name it as Foster 1. Okay, now if Fs is admittance, here what we have considered, Fs was impedance. For this form was like this. Now let me consider Fs is admittance. So if Fs is admittance, the same way you can write, which will be K0 by S plus K0S upon S square plus omega 2 square plus K2, no, it is K2, it is K4S over S square plus omega 4 square plus K6S over S square plus omega 6 square plus K infinity into S. So here it is admittance, so what will be this? 1 over SL. So I can write, or I can draw, this is nothing but the inductor, which will be in shunt form. Okay, and here admittance will be in series, because here admittance, so for that K2 over S and S square plus omega 2 square, so you convert it into impedance, so it will become 1 over K2 into S plus omega 2 square upon K2 into 1 by S. So this is basically impedance, so it is SL. Okay, so what is it? It is SL, that is inductor, and this is capacitor. So both will be in series form, so L and C. And what is the value of inductor here? The inductor of value will be 1 over K2. This is just the dual of the Foster form, which we have earlier derived. This, the dual form of it. Okay, 1 over K2, and C2, that capacitor will be K2 upon omega 2 square. Similarly, for next K4 of S, there will be again this series LC, and what is the value? 1 by K4, and here it is K4 by omega 4 square. Then next is LC one more, this will be 1 by k6, it is k6 by omega 6 square, and k infinity s, it is admittance, so this is capacitor. Okay, and that you can do this way. So this will be basically, what is the value? The value will be k infinity. Okay, so this is again y of s. So this kind of form is nothing but Foster 2. Okay, Foster 2 form. Okay, so beta, basically both Foster form 1 and Foster form 2 are dual of each other. Okay, so let us illustrate this one with one numerical example. So suppose my example is, say I have impedance Z of s is 2 into s square plus 1, s square plus 9 divided by s into s square plus 4. Okay, so this is PRF. Yeah, this is PRF because one pole 0, 1, 4 and 9. So they are alternate. So PRF it is because poles are interlaced and it satisfies all the properties of LC impedances if you check it. Okay, and then do the partial fraction of it. So what we can observe that, yeah, there is one pole at origin, there is s square, this is 9 by the way. Okay, s square, so here 3 and here 4, so definitely there will be one pole at infinity and one more what we said pole, that is two poles will lie on the imaginary axis which will be in conjugate pair, and that we can call it a simple pole, and further it will be k2s over s square plus 4 plus k infinity into s. Okay, so one pole it has 0, that is origin, one simple pole, and second is that infinity pole. Okay, now let us find out the residues. To find out the residue, multiply s with the z of s, so ss will get cancelled and evaluate it at s is equal to 0. So you will get it 2 into s square 1, s square plus 9 divided by s square plus 4, and evaluate at s is equal to 0. So it will be 9 into 2, that is 18 upon 4. Okay, 18 upon 4, which is 9 by 2. So I got it one residue which is 9 by 2. Now let me calculate the next, which is k infinity as a residue. So if I would like to calculate at s tends to infinity, then what will come? It will come as the highest power of numerators, which will be 2 into s raised to 4 upon the highest power of denominator, which will be s cube. So what is remaining? It will be simply 2s. Okay, then next calculate the residue as k2. So multiply this root, that is s square plus 4 into your z of s, that is 2 into s square plus 1, s square plus 9 into s square plus 4 into, that is how to calculate k2 or k4, it will be s square plus omega 2 square into impedance divided by s, at s square is equal to minus omega square. Okay, so into z of s by s, so it is 1 by s, and evaluated s square is equal to minus 4. So which will be 2 into minus 4, that is minus 3, and then okay, minus 2 into minus 3, and this will be minus 4 plus 5, 9, it will be 5 divided by, it will be minus 4. Okay, so it is coming as 15 by 2. Okay, so now k2 will be 15 by 2, and then I will substitute in the LC driving point impedance function, so which will be now z of s, z of s will be now k0 is 9 by 2 upon s, or 9 by 2 into 1 by s, plus k2 is 15 by 2 simply. Okay, so 15 by 2 s over s square plus 4. Then next k infinity value is 2s, so it is 2s. Now realize it. So if I would like to realize, this is impedance, so this is your capacitor. Okay, so this is capacitor, so what is the value? 1 over cs, so it will be 2 by 9 farad, because 1 over cs, so here C will be in denominator, but it is 9 by 2, so ultimately 2 by 9 farad is this. If the simple pole, then we know that there will be the L and C which will be in parallel form. Okay, and what is the value of C? That is 1 by K2, so this is 2 upon 15 farad, and this will be K2 upon, yeah, we seen what is the inductor value. Here we can check instead of that also you can calculate, no issue. It will be K2 upon omega 2 square. So K2 upon that omega square. So what is it? 4. Okay. And K2 is how much? 15 by 2 upon 4. So it will be 15 by 8 Henry, because inductor value will be K2 upon omega 2 square. Okay. So K2 is 15 by 2 into omega 2 square is 4. So this will be 15 by 8. This is multiplication factor. Okay. And then what next is there? There is 2s, which is simply impedance is SL. And what is the value? The value is 2 Henry here. Okay. And this is our resultant synthesis for Z of S using Foster 1. Okay, now let us do for Foster 2. So for Foster 2, what we are supposed to do? We have to take it as admittance. Okay, so now let us take it second example for Foster 2. So suppose now Z of S will be admittance. So first let me write Z of S, which is 2 into S square plus 1, S square plus 9 divided by S into S square plus 4, S into S square plus 4, S into S square plus 4. So in order to realize it using Foster form 2, so you take it the admittance, which will be S into S square, pole becomes 0, 0 will become poles. Okay, and this will be 2 into S square plus 1, and it will be S square plus 1. Yeah, this is PRF. So now we can see that there is no pole at infinity, because numerator is S cube and this will be denominator is S raised to 4. Okay, so there is no pole at infinity. So ultimately what will happen, because we have started from no pole at infinity. Okay, K infinity into S, and this is in impedance, it will be capacitor. Okay, so there is absence of the pole at infinity, so ultimately there is no shunt capacitor here. So no shunt capacitor. Why? Because no pole at S tends S equal to 0, no pole at infinity. Okay, and also I observe that there is no pole at origin also. Okay, so there is no pole at origin means what? There is no inductor. Okay, so there is no shunt inductor also, because no pole at origin. So this is the reason that there will not be capacitor and there will not be inductor also here. Okay, so now what is remaining? Let us do the partial fraction expansion. So Z of S will be simply K2 of S, because here the number of, that is order of numerator is less than order of denominator. Simply you can do the partial fraction. So K2 of S over S square plus 1, this is one thing, plus K4S upon S square plus 9, this is second, what is it, second pole. Okay, and now each of them we will get the series LC network. Now let us find out the residues. So what is residue? K2 will be at S square plus 1, and what is the form? That is S into S square plus 4 divided by 2 into S square plus 1 into S square plus 9 into 1 by S. Why 1 by S coming? Because S square plus omega t omega some 2 square into Z of S by S, as we are due to this factor multiplication, which will be S square is equal to minus 1. So if you substitute, it will be what you will get it, that is 3 by 16. Okay, S square is minus 1, this S will vanished, okay, and this will be 3 and this will be 8 into 2, that is 16. So 3 by 16 will be the value of k2. What about k4? Again you multiply with s square plus 9 with z of s upon s. So z of s is s into s square plus 4, 2 into s square plus 1, s square plus 9 by s. So it is s, and evaluated s square is equal to minus 9. So this will vanish and this s will also go. So minus 9 plus 4, it is minus 5, and it is minus 8 into 2. So this is 5 upon 16. Always remember this k2 has to be positive and real. Okay, 15 by 16. Okay, so your y of s will be now 3 by 16s. Okay, so which will be 3s, because k2 is 3 by 16, so 3s upon 16 multiplied with s square plus 1, so this is 16s square plus 16, and plus 5 by 16 multiplied with this k4, so it will be 5s divided by 16s square plus 16 by 9 multiplied by 9, so it comes out to be 144, and then you have to realize it. So take it the inverse of it, which will be 1 divided by 16 by 3 into s plus 16 by 3 into 1 over s. This is first one, and second will be 16 by 5 into s, okay, plus 144 upon 5 into 1 by s. Okay, and now I have to realize it. So these are the impedances, so which will be SL plus 1 over CL. Similarly here also SL plus 1 over CS. So how will be the realization? It will be simply impedance will be the inductor in series with capacitor for first Z1, and what about second? It will be again the same in parallel form, that is this with this. Why it is in parallel form? Because I am evaluating as an admittance. Okay, and what is the value of inductor here? That is 16 by 3 Henry. Okay, this is SL plus 1 over CS, so it will be 3 upon 16 farad. Similarly, what about here? It will be 16 by 5 Henry, and this will be 5 upon 144 farad. Okay, so this is simple Y of S realization. If there would have been pole at origin, so what would have been happened? There would have been capacitor come, and if there would have been pole at infinity, then admittance will be, sorry, there will be, if pole at origin, then admittance will be 1, means inductor will come, and if pole at infinity, then capacitor will come. Okay, and for the verifying factor, you can also check it out. 1 over CL will be equal to omega square. Okay, so if you multiply L2 into C2, you should get it omega 2 square, or omega 4 we called it, so it should be omega 4 square. So what is L2? 16 by 5. Okay, 16 by 5 into 5 upon 144, so it will be 16 by 144, and take it, so ultimately that will be here 4. Okay, sorry, 9. Okay, so which is nothing but omega 4 square, and if you multiply the 16 by 3 into 3 by 16, take it 1, so the next frequency will be omega 1 square, which is 1. Okay, so this is verifying factor. You can do 1 over L1 C1, this has to be equal to omega 1 square, or we have taken here even power, so omega 2 square. Oh, now 1 subscript, so okay, let me call, if I am saying L1 C1, so omega 1, and L2 C2, so let me call that as omega 2 square. And here if I'll take the function, what is omega 1? Say this is my omega 1 and this is my omega 2. Okay, so this type of form called as Foster 2, or I will simply write F2 or Foster 2. Okay, now next what we'll do, we'll see the Coir form 1 and 2 also. So coir 1 and coir 2. So first understand what is coir 1. So to understand this coir 1, we should know that in LC emittance, the degree of numerator, okay, and degree of denominator must be differ by 1, at most 1, so that there is always pole or 0 at s is equal to infinity. Okay, so now consider the case for the LC emittance where degree of numerator, let's say degree of numerator is 2n and degree of denominator is 2n minus 1. So thus if this is the case, then there is a pole at s is equal to infinity. Okay, and what we have to do, we have to remove this pole at s is equal to infinity, and then your function z of s can be expressed at remove pole at k infinity s plus whatever the remaining z1 of s. But now if what I'm saying, if I have removed the pole from z of s, I observe that now in z1 of s there is no pole at infinity, but I want to remove the pole at infinity according to coir 1. So what to do, I will invert it. Okay, so it will become 1 over, for that it will become k infinity s, it will become 1 over z1 of s, which will be y1 of s. Okay, so in this y1 of s, now what will happen, because in z1 of s there is no pole at s is equal to infinity, but there will be definitely one pole at origin. Okay, now if I'll invert it and if impedance will be converted into admittance, so I will say that here also pole at s is equal to infinity. Okay, so from that what I will get, one more pole, let me know k infinity dash s, then next will be my y2 of s. Okay, now at this y2 of s I am sure that there is no pole at infinity, but there will be definitely one pole at 0. Okay, but what I have to do, I have to always remove the pole at origin. So what is to be done, you take the inverse of it, you invert it y2 of s, so you will get it z2 of s, and from that remove the pole at s is equal to infinity. Okay, so that what will happen, you will get it 1 k infinity of s plus 1 over k dash infinity s, plus again if you invert you will get k dash infinity s, plus again you invert you will get it k dash fourth time s. That way means ultimately this is what, this is your continued fraction expansion. Means what I am doing in coir, that I am removing the pole at s is equal to infinity, and till the process will continue till I'll get the remainder is equal to 0. Right, and with this what is the realization, basically what is happening, this is my, for this this is my impedance, this is my admittance, this is my impedance, this will be for my admittance. Okay, and if I would like to realize that, suppose z of s is the impedance, so what it will be, it will be simple L, so that I can write is, this is my say L1. Okay, then there is a y, so y is k dash infinity s, so ultimately what will happen, this is the capacitor, so which has to be in shunt form. Okay, because it is giving me the admittance kind of thing. Okay, so this is my now y. Fine. Then again what I observe that okay, this is impedance, so you take it, now that impedance so means k double dash infinity into s, so this is impedance, means it will act as a capacitor here, so this will be L2. Now again come to next, here this is admittance, and what is the admittance, k dash 4 infinity into s. How to do that realization, this will be capacitor. Again if you go on further fraction expansion, you will get it, this is one more L3 in shunt, you will get it capacitor. That way continue, and at the last what you will get it the last parameter CL. Okay, so this will get it till your admittance will exist. If your admittance will 0, so what will happen, this will not be there. Okay, so this kind of form is called as coir 1, where inductor will be in series arm, okay, and the capacitor will be in shunt arm. Okay, So here it is to be noted that if there is no pole at s is equal to infinity, for example, what about here? If at the start I observe that there is no pole at s is equal to infinity for the impedance function, then what you do, you invert this impedance and start from admittance. Okay, say suppose z of s I have, and I observe that there is no pole at s is equal to infinity. So what to do? This will not come. Okay, so now you invert it and make it 1 over zs, and then start from the admittance, so that now what will happen, there will be series inductor in series. Okay, sorry, series inductor will not be there, and the remainder for admittance, if it is 0, then last capacitor will not be there. Okay, and now from here whatever you will get, that will be acting as a capacitor. Okay, so because admittance, if it will be 0 at the last, or remainder will be 0 for the admittance, then this last capacitor will not be there, means what, it will be open. Okay, so this will basically this kind of final structure called as the ladder structure. This is also canonic form, but the name it is as ladder structure. Okay, where L it is in series and C is in shunt form. Okay, now take it one example. So suppose my Z of s is like this: 2s raised to 5 plus 12s cube plus 10s divided by s raised to 4 plus 4s square plus 3. Okay, so what we can observe that now here there is a pole at s is equal to infinity, so we can write it as z of s will be equal to pole at infinity. So let me remove it. How can we remove? Take it the highest power from numerator and highest power from denominator. What it will remain? It will remain 2 of s. Okay, so now z of s I can write as z1 of s, but I would like to calculate z1 of s. What it will be? It will be the removal of 2s minus z of s, so it will be 2s raised to 5 plus 12s cube plus 10s divided by s raised to 4 plus 4s square plus 3. Okay, minus 2s, so it will be, remainder will be 4s cube plus 10s divided by s raised to 4 plus 4s square plus 3. Okay, so your total z of s will be now 2s. You have removed the pole at infinity, so remainder will be 4s cube plus 10s divided by s raised to 4 plus 4s square plus 3. And then here, oh, definitely there is no pole at infinity, so I have to do it. So what to do? You just invert it. So if you invert, this z of s will become impedance. So if it is impedance, it will become s raised to 4 plus 4s square plus 3 divided by 4s cube plus 10s. Now you observe that there is a pole at infinity, so I would like to remove it. So how can we remove? That will be now 2s plus s raised to 4. Okay, so I'll take it separately here. So s raised to 4 over 4 s cube, not square, it will be 4 s cube, otherwise this is not, it will be 4, it is odd. Okay, 4s cube, so this will be 1 by 4 into s. Okay, so what will be the remaining term now? So remaining term will be this is y of s. Okay, so 2 of s plus your y of s, or let me call, yeah, y of s. So my y of s will be now 1 by 4s plus y1 of s remainder. And what is y1 of s? Your y of s, what is that? S raised to 4 plus 4s square plus 3 divided by 4s cube plus 10s minus 1 by 4s. Okay, so if you do that, it's remainder will be 3 by 2s square plus 3 divided by 4s cube plus 10s. Okay, so now what will be my next thing? You invert it again. Okay, so first I got it 2 by s 1 by 4, then you invert, so it is 1 by 4s plus you will get it y2 of s. So this again, if you invert, let me call z2 of s. Okay, now z2 of s will be, if you are inverting, it will become 4s cube plus 10s divided by 3 by 2s square plus 3. Now divide this by this. Okay, so ultimately you are removing the pole at infinity. Okay, so this will be, so that way you continue, okay, till you get the remainder equal to 0. Right? So I did this 4s cube plus 10s, so you will get it 8 by 3s from here, which will be, again you are removing the pole at infinity, means it is your series inductor. Okay, and then again you remove 8 by 3s, so then you will get it, next is 3 by 4s, which will be admittance. Okay, which will be 3 by 4s. Again this you can say admittance, which will be shunt capacitor. Again you invert it and you remove it, so that way you will get it z phi of s, which will be z phi of s will be 3 by 2s, and again if you remove it will be 2s by 3. So at the last you will get it admittance, which will be, no, you will get it impedance, okay, which is 0, so that time it will be short circuited. Okay, so what you will get it, basically first you will get it 2s, then next admittance, this is your impedance, then next you will get it admittance, which is 1 by 4s, then next you invert it, you will get it 8 by 3s. Okay, so this is impedance, this inverted admittance, this will be, again you invert it, you will get it impedance, then next you invert, you will get it 3 by 4s. Okay, this is basically admittance, again you invert it, you will get 2 by 3s. Okay, and here what we observe that, okay, here you will get the remainder as 0. Okay, so this I have to realize it. So this is impedance, means for 2s, so it is inductor, which is 2 Henry. Now capacitor has to be in shunt, so admittance is now 1 by 4s. So here there will be capacitor, which is value 1 by 4f. Similarly, next is impedance, so it will be 8 by 3 Henry. Then there will be next 3 by 4 farad capacitor. Then next will be inductor 2 by 3 Henry. And this is basically the realization for coil 1. Okay, this is Z of S. Okay, as whatever we observe, that it looks somewhat complicated. So instead of that, you can directly use the continued fraction expansion. And for that, you just remember, when you are doing the continued fraction expansion, it has to start with the highest power. Okay, so what was the case? It was your Z of S was 2s raised to 5, I mean 2s raised to 5. Same example we'll take with the continuous fraction expansion, 12s cube plus 16s, and this is divided by s raised to 4 plus 4s square plus 3. Okay, now do the continuous fraction expansion. So for that, what is to be done? It is 2 s raised to 5 plus 12s cube plus 16s, this is divided by s raised to 4 plus 4s square plus 3. Okay, so if you divide, it will be like 2s. So if it is a 2s, it will be 2s raised to 5 plus 8s cube plus 6s. So the remainder, this will be vanished. You will get it 4s cube plus 10s, and then you take it this as a divisor, and this is a dividend, s raised to 4 4s square plus 3. You divide it, it will be 1 by 4s, so it will be s raised to 4 plus plus 10 by 4 which will be 10 by 4 s square. Okay, so from that this will vanish, you will get 3 by 2s square plus 3, then this is divisor and dividend is 4s cube plus 10s. Okay, this is divisor, now this is dividend, now again you divide, so it will be 8 by 3s, so it is 4s cube plus 8s, this will vanish, then what is remaining, it is 2s, so this 2s take it as divisor and this dividend is 3 by 2s square plus 3, so this will be now 3 by 4s. So if it is a 3 by 4s, it will be 3 by 2s square. This will vanish. Now it will become 3. This will be 2s and I will get 2 by 3 here s. Okay. So with this you will get 2s and this will be 0. Okay. So just see what is start from it. So this is your impedance, this is admittance, this is impedance, this is admittance, and this is impedance. Yeah, so your impedance you will get it 0. Okay, and now let us realize, so if it is impedance then this will be inductor, if it is admittance this is capacitor, if it is impedance this is inductor, capacitor, then there is one more inductor. Okay, and then it is 0, so that's why it is short circuit. Otherwise if it would have been admittance, then it would have been open. So this is 2, this is 1 by 4 farad, this is 8 by 3 Henry, this is 3 by 4 farad, and this is 2 by 3 Henry. Okay, so this kind of form is called as coir 1 form. Okay, so this way you can realize the function was the given to us. Now let us talk about the coir 2. So for coir 2, okay, so also we know that this for coir 1 there was a utmost difference is 1 for highest power of numerator to highest power of denominator. Also we know that the lowest degree of numerator, that is lowest order of denominator and the lowest order of numerator for the LC admittance also must be differ at most by 1. So now it knows that there also has to be pole at S is equal to origin. Basically previously what we did, we have removed the pole at infinity. Now in this coil 2 we are removing the pole at 0. Okay, so we'll follow the same procedure as your continued fraction expansion which has been done using coil 1. The same process will be for coil 2, but instead of highest power we have to write with the lowest power of it. So for that, suppose I'll take it can be done by only continued fraction expansion, and that what can be done, where we can arrange both numerators and denominators in ascending order and divide the lowest power of denominator into the lowest power of numerator. Okay, and then we invert remainder again and divide it, that we know as a continued fraction expansion process. So it is, suppose z of s is s square plus 1 s square plus 3 divided by s into s square plus 2. Okay, so this if you solve it will be s raised to 4 plus 4s square plus s raised to plus 3. Okay, and this will be divided by s cube plus 2s. Okay, now what I will do, I will take it lower orders, so 2s plus s cube, this will be divided by 3 plus 4s square plus s raised to 4. So we are dividing here by lower orders. Okay, so this will be now 3 by 2s. Okay, so which will give me 3 plus 3 by 2s square. That's it. If you do this, will remove, then you will get from here 5 by 2 s square plus s raised to 4. Then this you divide by this dividend, so which will be 2s plus s cube. Okay, and then you will get 4 upon 5 s Okay, so if it is 4 upon 5s, it will be 2s plus 4 upon 5s cube. It is 1 by s, not here. Okay, if you invert, because you are inverting it, right? So 4 by 5 into 1 over s, that's why you will get it this. And this is also 3 upon 2s, not basically here. I'm sorry, there is some slight correction. So it will be 3 by 2s, you will get it. Yeah, this is correct. Then it will be 4 by 5s, you will get it this now. Now it's okay. So this will be now, what is remainder? 1 minus 4 by 5. So it will be 1 by 5, 1 by 5 s cube, and then you divide with 5 by 2 s square plus s raised to 4. Okay, so this will be now 25 by 2s. Okay, so that you will get 5 by 2 s square, and there is no second order term, so it will be simply this kind. So now you will write here s raised to 4, and this will be 1 by 5 s cube, and then you divide by 1 by 5s, so which will be 1 by 5 s square, and this will be 0. Okay, so let us start. So this will be now my impedance, because I have started from the impedance function. So this is my impedance Z. You invert it, this will be my admittance, because you are removing 0 at origin. Okay, that's why you have to invert it. Then this is my admittance. Okay, then this is my, again invert, so this will be impedance, this is your admittance. Okay, and in admittance you are getting the 0. So what will be its realization now? So for 3 by 2s, so what is it? It is basically capacitor. Okay, so let me draw with other pen. So this will be basically capacitor. Then what? There is the impedance, not admittance, by 4 by 5s. So there will be admittance if it is 1 by s into 4 by 5. So it is in shunt form, there will be inductor. Okay, and what is this value for capacitor? It is 2 by 3 farad. What about here? It will be 5 by 4 Henry, because 1 over SL. Okay, then next it is admittance, sorry, impedance 25 by 2s. So there will be capacitor with value 2 upon 25 farad. Again next is admittance, which is 1 by 5, so it is simply L. Okay, with value 5, and then admittance is 0, so this is open circuit. Okay. So this is basically the realization of our Z of S, and this kind of form is called coil 2. So in coil 2, what is happening? Capacitor in series arm. Okay, and your inductor will be in shunt arm, or it will be shunt form or parallel form. Shunt arm. Okay, so basically this is only the difference. Okay, so this way we can say that these are the simple, or these are the basic canonical form synthesis. Okay, and as we already seen that for synthesis there are various ways by which you can realize the circuit. That is your Foster 1, Foster 2, Choir 1 and Choir 2, and again many more are there. And now if you, sometime you can combine F1 with C1 or F1 with C2 or sometime F1 with F2. So you can get it the hybrid combination also. Okay. So if you combine F1 C1, F1 C2 like this, so that kind of thing is called mixed form or mixed canonical form synthesis. Okay. So this way you can synthesize the LC driving point impedance. With this we stop here.